50, Bob. He took off just a little inside that free throw line, one hand and double clutch it. Magic Johnson gives him a nice 5 underneath the basket as he got out of the way. Let's watch.
Why was The Last Dance, the documentary, why was it so interesting for us? Why was it so fascinating? Why was it so shocking in terms of, like, what were we seeing about Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Phil Jackson? What were we seeing that we were shocked about, that kind of made it such a revelation at the time, so obsessive to be able to watch it? What was it? Now, I love the element of sports psychology side, and especially like top level performance. What separates the top 3 in the sport from the top 100? And the top 100 are obviously in the 0.001%. What is it that separates those top guys? And we saw in the documentary that was that ruthless nature, that win at all costs nature that we saw from Michael Jordan. And that was infectious for the rest of the team. He was making that team together with, and recruiting the right people, together with Dennis Rodman, get the ball at all costs. Scottie Pippen, like, the assists, the amount, that team bond between the 3 of them, and then Phil Jackson as a manager getting the best out of them. That's what we saw. We saw the ruthless nature, and we saw that, like, what it actually takes to be that much of a winner, to not only want to win and to win every game and to win every point and to get the ball back and to score, to win every quarter, to win every championship, to win again, and to be thinking as soon as you finish the championship and you've won the championship, celebrate a little bit, but what can we do next year to win again? That mentality, it's shocking for the general public to see, because it's like, well, you won a championship, enjoy it. And that's how we live life. It's my birthday, so I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to get drunk, and I'm going to kind of wake up on Monday, Tuesday, and then get back to my normal life. It's not like that for top-level sports people. Top-level sports people just have that winning mindset where everything else is removed, and it's total focus on what really matters to them, which is winning. There's a great book on it, Relentless, by Tim Glover. And it's literally about, it talks about Michael Jordan being the cleaner. Whatever happens, Michael Jordan is turning up and he's winning ball games. He's scoring the basket. He wants the ball at the important point. Alex Ferguson talked about this. You want players who want the ball when it really counts. A lot of players, when it gets to the pressure point, even in top level football in the UK or in top level basketball, any sport, a lot of players in that pressure moment when it really counts, you're in front of 50, 100,000 spectators, they don't want to take that pressure shot, because what if they miss? What is the risk reward? The reward, if you score, you're the hero. Everybody loves you for years afterwards. If you fail, it's years, nobody forgets that, and maybe it does something to your legacy. It's a really special person who wants the ball in those pressure moments, and that is Michael Jordan. He backs himself over everybody else to score that winning shot. And there's the famous quote that we all know. Himself says that he has been that successful because he's failed so many times at that buzzer shot. When it really counts, when it's that winning shot to win the game and to score more points than the opposite team, he's willing to fail because he backs himself more than anybody else in the team, more than anybody else in the league, more than anybody else in the world to score that pressure shot. That's what a winner is. That's what a winner is. It's exactly the same with Ronaldo in football. He wants the ball. He backs himself more than anybody else on the planet to score when it really counts. Messi is exactly the same. Tiger Woods, exactly the same. They back themselves more than ever, so they're willing to go for the riskier shots. And that gives them a freedom to try and go for absolute perfection, or to go for the absolute best shot instead of playing safe. Once you lose confidence, even if you lose a tiny amount of confidence, you still might be one of the most confident golf players or golfers in the world, but if you lack a little bit of confidence and you stay safe, you're not willing to risk it all to go for it. And that's what Tiger Woods has, or had, yeah? So these things are so important, and the reason The Last Dance is so fascinating for us is because we see Michael Jordan and we see everything that we knew about him, the Chicago Bulls, you know, what effect he had on Chicago, the superstar personalities around him, like Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen, and the other team members as well. The kind of mechanics of the team and how it worked in a hierarchy. But then we see the other aspects of Michael Jordan's personality, and that comes out in the interviews like years later, as he is now as a 45, 50-year-old man. We see that he still has that in him. He still wants to win at all costs, and he still would have done exactly the same. Like his teammates perceive him as an asshole. They perceive him sometimes as like, it's like, yeah, you have him on your team, but he's an absolute idiot to work for. You need those people in your team, and as a general public, the opinion about Michael Jordan was probably split after watching that documentary. It was probably like, 50% of well, that's what it takes to be a winner. And a lot of people were probably thinking, would you have that? Would you take that? Like, what? I didn't know that about Michael Jordan. How could he possibly be? Because we want our heroes, whether it's films, whether it's music, whether it's sport, whatever, we want our heroes to be, we see them in like a percent or 2% of their life. We see them scoring the winning shot or playing the game, which is, a period of the weekend which is so small. We don't see the rest of their life. We don't see the infidelity. We don't see the way they treat women. We don't see the way everything else goes on in life, the way that they make business decisions, the way that they fire staff, the way that they speak to people. We don't see that so often. And when we do see it, it's often quite shocking for us, to the point where if a superstar sports person treats a fan in a nice way, it becomes viral meme. It becomes, oh wow, we spoke to Mario Balotelli and he was so pleasant, he was so polite, he was so friendly, he was so humble, he was so down to earth. Why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they be? Why would they need to think, okay, I'm a superstar sports person and you're down here, and therefore we get obsessed with people just for being a normal person because they're also a superstar sports person. So what you get from that is we want our heroes to be perfect in all departments. It's just not how it is. If you want that winning mentality, if you want the guy who wants the ball, the pressure situation, when it really counts, and when he's willing to risk everything that comes with failing, everything that comes with missing that shot, if you want that person, he's probably not going to be perfect in all aspects of his life. We see breakdowns from athletes all the time, whether it's McEnroe in tennis on the center court. We see it, if a sports person goes off the rails because it's got to them mentally, it's got to them. We see Serena Williams. If she's not acting perfectly on the court, we think she's an awful person. It's not that way. Under incredibly stressful, pressure situations, and there's thousands, if not millions, if not a billion people watching a World Cup football, for instance, and we want them to be impeccable role models for our children. We want them to be impeccable professional athletes. We also want them to be absolutely 200% in there, being the perfect sports person that we want them to be and scoring that winning shot. Can't have it all, and it often doesn't come with everything. If you think about your 5 friends, your 5 closest friends, they're not perfect in every aspect of their life. They might be a great husband, or they might be a great father. They may be lacking in their career. They may be great in their career, but they're not spending so much time with their children or their family. To get that balance around is difficult for a regular human being that nobody knows. Think about it, what it's like when you've got that many people relying on you. You've got the entire army that follows your team relying on you to score the winning shot. For me, for sports psychology and that documentary, blew my mind.